Hello movie people, welcome to another episode of the CineGuy. I'm your host Steven Angulo. Let's talk film. Well guys, looks like Fox isn't done with their X-Men movies. Though let's face it, after Logan, you're pretty much done, alright? No more. It's finished. The whole Disney buyout kinda made that clear. But here's a movie that's finally been released. After like 3 years. The New Mutants brings these iconic comic book characters back on the big screen in a more horror and thrilling twist, which is practically new to this genre. Or so they tried. The film follows 5 mutants who are trapped inside like a sort of asylum that is treating them for their powers until they unlock a hidden terror that lies within. Yes, they decided to take the X-Men films into a new, more psychological horror route, which I think is a great idea. Like, this is something that hasn't really been done before, unless you count like Spawn and Blade, but I guess we don't. So yeah, it's like a good little formula to try. But how come after 3 years of waiting for this to be released, it felt like it was for nothing? Okay, so the New Mutants, we've got Illyana, played by Anya Taylor-Joy, who is the sister of Colossus, and her power is that she can teleport, and she uses like sorcery. She can like create like a middle arm that's kind of magical. And also, why doesn't Colossus know that he has a sister? Like, I mean, she's in such a harsh environment. You gotta be like, oh, by the way, where is my blood relative? I should bring him to the X Mansion. Oh, I don't know. Sam, a southern mutant who can fly and propel into different locations with like sonic blasts. And let me just say, Charlie Heaton, my gosh, that is quite the action you just made, especially for a British actor. Roberto, played by Henry Zaga, who is a rich Brazilian who can turn to magma. Yes, bring in the rich people because they need the recognition that I guess they want so badly. Rain, a Scottish mutant played by the wonderful Maisie Williams. She can turn to a wolf, and what I liked about this character is that it explores the religious output of the mutants. Like in the past, it's always been like political or psychological, but here is more religious, which I think is a good thing to explore. I hope that was my good impression. I cannot really do that much. Donkey! You massive Willy! Sorry, I'll stop. And finally, Danny, a Native American mutant whose powers we're still trying to explore in the film. It isn't revealed until the end when we find out that she's actually the main threat. I mean, okay, so the real bad guy here is Dr. Reyes, who is a Hispanic mutant that can generate force fields and is the one that's keeping them in there. And it is revealed that she has been working for a higher organization, yes, XX Corporation, who wants to train the New Mutants into becoming like these killers pretty much for Essex, which if you are aware of that name, that is the real name of the X-Men bad guy, Mr. Sinister, which is practically his third tease already with the films. I mean, when are they gonna bring him in? Like, it was supposed to be Bryan Cranston. Then it was gonna be John Hamm. Like, come on, you don't tease an ultimate big comic book bad guy and not even bring him in. I mean, yeah, the film is now in the MCU, so cast him already. What are you waiting for? Make him the main villain, while Magneto can be just put aside or something. We've seen enough of him. But now all these terrors and monsters that we see them fighting inside the asylum, yeah, if it could. It seems like, oh, these are hidden creatures living inside them, just you maybe test their power or to really try and hurt them. But no, that's technically Danny's power. She can bring your worst fears to life. She's practically the Scarecrow as a mutant. So I don't know. That just seems it's a new threat in a way, but it kind of defeats the purpose of an actual main antagonist who's threatening the lives of these mutants. I mean, yeah, it kind of works that she's the one causing these problems because it could, it tests out her relationship with these other mutants because, at first they don't really get along, but they do. She mostly has a relationship with Rain. She's the first one who's nice to her. But like, I don't know. I just like, we already have Reyes. She's all, I'm trying to help you. I mean, she can make force field. She's already a threat to be reckoned with. And then we have Demon Bear, who's supposedly the main villain of this whole film. But no, like, he's not his own thing. He's just he's just created by Danny over her power. And like, I don't know, it kind of defeats the purpose of a very important comic book character. Like, if he was an actual real life threat, it would have been amazing to watch. Like in the comics, he's a real threatening power to, be reckoned with. He can like teleport, he's got super strength, he feeds off negative human emotion. But here, he's easily defeated by Danny when she shows him like, I'm no longer afraid of you, go to sleep. That's it. I mean, it would have been great if this thing was real and maybe it fed off, Danny's negative energy rather than just being her own manifestation. I mean, yeah, I know there's a whole like metaphorical inner lesson thing that they're trying to teach her. We all have a demon bear inside of us and everything, but I don't know. I kind of wanted an actual physical villain to be a threat for them. So yeah, a lot of things could have been done differently, and it does kind of bite us in the rear because we've waited such a long time for this, and if this is the outcome, then I don't know. Like, I would have loved to have seen this back in 2017 or 2018 when it was supposed to be released, but I don't know. I guess we get what we get pretty much. Alright guys, so this is an X-Men movie, so the main question is, where does this fall in the timeline? Because after Days of Future Past, Logan pretty much changed the whole course of the X-Men universe. So yeah, there's pretty much like two different universes going on here. Where does this, well, three if you count Deadpool, but where does this fit? So we know the X-Men do still exist. They're still a team in this universe because there's many references to them, including a nod to Charles Xavier. So with that being said, like, couldn't they like, sense that, oh, there's mutants in danger, let's go get them? Because, yeah, like, if it exists during like the times of like Apocalypse, or maybe the original X-Men movie, I'm pretty sure Cerebro can probably like, find these lost mutants and be like, oh, they're in danger, we must go save them from Mr. Sinister's evil pawns. Plus the TV they had was very old and they were watching Buffy the Vampire Slayer in it. So it had to be like, late 90s, early 2000s. So maybe this did take place maybe like after Dark Phoenix, maybe. But then again, look back at Ileana, who's Colossus' sister. But which one? Is it the Daniel Cudmore in the original timeline before the Sentinels? Or is it the CGI one from Deadpool? Thinking there is that whole Mr. Sinister nod at the end of Apocalypse. So is this between Apocalypse and Dark Phoenix? Like, Mr. Sinister does exist in this universe, but if he was part of the original timeline with the first X-Men movie, why haven't we met him yet? Like, I know like Magneto was the main bad guy, but surely Axis was out there somewhere being a threat. And if he did exist during the time of Dark Phoenix, then maybe if they made another movie, he would have been the big bad guy, and then the New Mutants would have met with the the younger X-Men and team up and fight Mr. Sinister. And then there's Danny's vision where she sees like these like mutant kids being mistreated like a psych ward. Okay, it cannot possibly be the Mexican mutants from Logan. No, this feels like way in the past. Deadpool 2. That's where Russell came from a similar location, and the place where he was is actually owned by Essex. So this is a Deadpool universe? And if so, why hasn't Colossus said like, oh hey Deadpool, I have a sister, we have to go find her and save her? I know, it's very, very confusing. But think of it like this. The MCU now owns X-Men after Disney bought the franchise. So if this movie is part of this universe, then it opens the door of so many different possibilities to do. Cast new X-Men. Heck, make it part of the Deadpool universe. We haven't met the X-Men in there yet, except for Colossus and Negasonic. And also Yukio. Hi, Yukio. So yeah, there we go. Make Sinister the main villain in the MCU for the X-Men to handle. And, it could be Deadpool's universe and all this stuff is happening right here. And yeah, who wouldn't want to see that in the next Deadpool movie? Deadpool and the New Mutants. That's a great idea. Disney, Fox, send me a call. We'll make this film. Overall, it has its moments. For an X-Men movie, it's fun in a way and introduces great new characters that I would love to have explored more. Their powers are good to explore as well, and this movie did feel like an introduction because it was meant to be the first of a trilogy, but that's not gonna happen because of the whole buyout. So there's that. But yeah, I don't know. I guess for a 3-year wait, I don't know. It just felt way too average. Like a lot could have been done differently, and it works as an introduction, but as a standalone X-Men movie, it could have been done a lot more differently. Alright, so my final rating is going to be 6.4 dragon puppets out of 10 demon bears. There we go. Nice and simple. Alright guys, thank you so much for tuning in. Leave a like if you enjoyed this review, subscribe and join the crew, and I'll see you next time for another awesome review. Also, be sure to follow the Instagram page at CineGuy Steven for more fun reviews. That's at CineGuy Steven. Alright, this is Steven Angulo signing off. Wakanda forever. Rest in peace, Chadwick Boseman. Gotta give our amazing Marvel hero a shout out here. Your legacy will never be forgotten. Thank you for bringing us an amazing hero, and for also being a hero in real life. That's a wrap.